Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of old habits, repeated mistakes, and lingering frustrations? If so, this isn't the end. It's a sign that it's time to change and move forward. The transformation you desire begins the moment you let go of what no longer serves you. Imagine standing at the edge of a bridge. Staying where you are means clinging to comfort, but crossing it opens a path to growth and freedom. What habits or beliefs are holding you back? Now is the time to let them go and create space for new, positive changes in your life. Let's explore the first 6 habits that will help you break free from stagnation and take control of your life. These principles are not just tools for change, but the foundation for becoming the best version of yourself. Transformation doesn't require perfection, just consistent progress. Start your journey today and make a significant difference in your life. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful insights on personal growth. Like, comment, and share how you're applying these habits to change your life. Your new chapter begins now. Are you ready to cross the bridge and discover what's waiting on the other side? Let's get started. 1. Strive for excellence in everything you do. There's a powerful story about Jimmy Carter, a man who would later become the President of the United States. During his youth, Carter applied for a position in the Navy. In his interview, he passionately listed his academic achievements, his successes, and his dedication to hard work, confident these would impress the interviewer. Yet, instead of praise, he received a simple, life-altering question. Have you always done your best? Carter paused, then admitted, No, I haven't always done my best. Without another word, the interviewer stood up and left. That moment left an indelible mark on Carter's life. From that day forward, he resolved to give his very best in everything he did, a commitment that ultimately led him to the presidency. This story challenges us to look inward and ask, are we truly giving our best in what we do, or are we settling for good enough? While the answer may be uncomfortable, it's also a reminder that effort is one of the few things fully within our control. In life, we often get caught up in factors beyond our control, external circumstances, the opinions of others, or outcomes that don't meet our expectations. But the one thing we can always control is how much effort we put into our endeavors. Imagine 2 employees working in the same position. One does the bare minimum, while the other seeks to learn, improve, and go above and beyond. Over time, who do you think will achieve more success and fulfillment? The answer is clear. Dedication sets people apart. Excellence isn't just about producing exceptional results. It's about respecting yourself and the work you do. Whether it's your career, your relationships, or even maintaining your home, the level of care and effort you put in reflects your values. As the legendary runner Steve Prefontaine once said, "To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift." The idea of always giving your best can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Start small. At work, approach each task with focus and intention, even the seemingly mundane ones. At home, take pride in the little things, like organizing your space or preparing a meal. In your personal goals, commit to consistency, whether it's exercising, learning a new skill, or spending time with loved ones. By applying this mindset to your daily life, you'll begin to notice a shift, not only in your results, but in how you feel about yourself. Excellence isn't about perfection. It's about showing up with purpose and giving your best effort, regardless of the outcome. So, how often do we settle for mediocrity? Think back to the last project you worked on, the last conversation you had, or even the last goal you set for yourself. Did you pour your heart into it, or did you approach it half-heartedly? The difference between success and stagnation often lies in the small, consistent actions we take. When you make excellence your standard, you raise the bar not just for what you accomplish, but for the person you become in the process. Here's a challenge for you. In the coming week, pick one area of your life where you feel you've been holding back. Maybe it's a project at work, a relationship, or a personal habit. Commit to giving it your absolute best, not to impress others, but to honor yourself and your potential. When you embrace this mindset, you'll find that excellence isn't a burden, but a gift. It's a way to live without regret, knowing that you've done everything within your power to create a life of meaning and purpose. As you reflect on Jimmy Carter's story, ask yourself, what would my life look like if I always gave my best? The answer may surprise you. 2. Silence is a superpower. In a world that values quick opinions and constant chatter, silence is often misunderstood as weakness. Yet, silence, when used wisely, is one of the most profound tools for clarity and strength. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic philosopher, emphasized the power of listening over speaking, urging us to observe and reflect before offering our opinions. The truth is, silence allows us to step back from the noise, both external and internal. It creates space for understanding, insight, and wisdom, qualities that are often drowned out by the urge to be heard. Imagine the last time you chose silence instead of jumping into an argument or offering unsolicited advice. Did it bring a sense of calm? Did it help you see the situation more clearly? In our conversations, the habit of speaking without thought can lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. Consider this. Have you ever regretted something you said in the heat of the moment? Words, once spoken, cannot be taken back, and they often leave scars that take much longer to heal than we anticipate. On the other hand, silence gives us the opportunity to listen and understand others more deeply. It prevents us from reacting impulsively and allows us to process our emotions before responding. In silence, we regain control over ourselves. Think of great leaders, thinkers, or even close friends you admire. Often their most impactful moments come not from what they say, but from their ability to listen. Silence is what gives their words weight when they finally speak. Beyond communication, silence also has a transformative effect on our inner world. In moments of stillness, we gain the clarity needed to navigate challenges and make better decisions. For example, during stress. Silence helps us pause, breathe, and approach problems with a clear mind. In relationships, choosing to listen rather than interrupt fosters deeper connections and mutual respect. For personal growth, silent reflection allows us to evaluate our choices, understand our emotions, and align our actions with our values. Adopting silence as a habit doesn't mean withdrawing from the world or avoiding communication. Instead, it's about learning when to speak and when to hold back. Here are some steps to practice. 1. Pause before responding. The next time someone says something that triggers you, count to 5 before replying. This simple act can prevent unnecessary arguments. 2. Practice active listening. Focus entirely on the other person's words without planning your response. Reflect on their message before speaking. 3. Schedule silent moments. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes daily for quiet reflection. Use this time to journal, meditate, or simply sit with your thoughts. Choosing silence isn't always easy, especially in a world that rewards quick wit and constant engagement. It takes courage to listen when others rush to speak, to hold back when emotions run high, and to embrace stillness when the world demands action. But in doing so, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and self-control that few possess. Silence isn't about retreating from life, it's about mastering it. This week, practice the art of silence. The next time you feel compelled to interrupt, argue, or offer your opinion, pause and choose to listen instead. Observe how it changes the dynamic of your interactions and how it influences your own sense of calm and clarity. Remember, silence is not the absence of power, it is the presence of wisdom. When used intentionally, it can transform how you navigate the world and how the world perceives you. Will you embrace the strength of silence? Your journey to a quieter, more meaningful life begins with a single moment of stillness. Break free from autopilot. Reclaim control over your life. Have you ever felt like you're merely going through the motions, waking up, doing the same tasks, and ending the day without a sense of purpose? This is the trap of living on autopilot. While routines provide structure, they can also dull our sense of curiosity and purpose, leaving us disconnected from what truly matters. Living on autopilot might feel safe and easy, but it robs you of the opportunity to actively shape your life. It's like riding a train without ever questioning the destination. While the journey moves forward, you miss the chance to choose where you're going or how you want to experience the ride. When we fall into habitual patterns, we often lose sight of our goals and passions. Over time, this can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction or a sense that life is passing us by. For example, you scroll through social media for hours without realizing how much time you've lost. At work, you complete tasks mechanically without thinking about how they contribute to your long-term career goals. In relationships, conversations become shallow and moments of connection feel repetitive. As examples show how autopilot living numbs our potential and disconnects us from the richness of life. Breaking free from autopilot doesn't mean abandoning all routines. Instead, it's about infusing your daily life with awareness and purpose. When you choose to live intentionally, you take control of your actions and align them with your values and aspirations. Think of each day as a blank canvas. On autopilot, you might paint the same image over and over again. But when you live intentionally, you approach each day as an opportunity to create something unique and meaningful. To shift from autopilot to intentional living, start with small, actionable changes. 1. Set daily intentions. Each morning, take a few minutes to decide what you want to focus on that day. It could be a professional goal, a relationship you want to nurture, or a habit you're trying to build. 2. Break routines mindfully. Identify one area of your life where you're stuck in a rut. Maybe it's how you spend your evenings or how you approach your workday. Experiment with new activities or perspectives to keep things fresh and engaging. 3. Reflect regularly. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I live today in alignment with my goals? What could I do differently tomorrow to feel more fulfilled? Imagine you're stuck in traffic on your daily commute, a scenario that often puts us into autopilot frustration. Instead of letting the situation drain your energy, choose to use that time to listen to an inspiring podcast or reflect on your goals. Or consider your morning routine. Instead of rushing through it, take a moment to enjoy your coffee, write down 3 things you're grateful for, or set a positive intention for the day. These small acts of mindfulness can transform how you approach even the most mundane tasks. One of the greatest gifts of intentional living is a renewed appreciation for time. When you're fully present, you realize that each moment is an opportunity to grow, connect, or create. You stop counting hours and start making hours count? Think of it this way. Autopilot keeps you moving, but intentionality determines the direction. Without it, you may reach the end of a year or a lifetime, wondering where the time went. This week, choose one routine aspect of your life and approach it with fresh eyes. Maybe it's your commute, your lunch break, or how you wind down in the evening. Instead of letting it run on autopilot, turn it into a mindful experience. Ask yourself, what can I learn, enjoy, or accomplish in this moment? Over time, these small shifts will add up, bringing more meaning and purpose to your days. Living on autopilot may feel comfortable, but it limits your ability to grow and thrive. By choosing to live intentionally, you reclaim your power to shape your life. So, take control of your journey. Step off autopilot and start steering your life in a direction that excites and fulfills you. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to choose who you want to be. Will you seize it? 4th, stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your journey. Comparison, it's something we've all done, often without even realizing it. You see a friend's success on social media, and suddenly your own achievements feel inadequate. You notice a coworker getting promoted and wonder why you're not moving ahead as quickly. This habit of comparing yourself to others can creep into every corner of life, robbing you of joy and contentment. But what if I told you that comparison is not only unhelpful, but also deeply unfair? The truth is, everyone's journey is unique. Comparing your path to someone else's is like comparing apples to oranges. They are entirely different stories with distinct timelines and challenges. When you compare yourself to others, you're essentially saying, "I'm not enough." This mindset creates feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and frustration. It's a vicious cycle that pulls you away from appreciating your own growth. For example, you might feel discouraged seeing someone excel in their career without knowing the sacrifices or struggles they endured to get there. You might envy a friend's seemingly perfect relationship, unaware of the challenges they face behind closed doors. Comparison also distracts you from your goals. Instead of focusing on your own progress, you waste energy measuring yourself against someone else's accomplishments. Accomplishments that may not even align with your aspirations. What if, instead of comparing, you chose to be inspired? Imagine seeing someone succeed and using that as motivation to push yourself further. This shift in mindset turns envy into empowerment. For instance, if a friend starts a successful business, let it inspire you to pursue your own ideas. If someone achieves a fitness milestone, use it as encouragement to commit to your health goals. The key is to see others' success as proof that growth is possible, not as a measure of your shortcomings. To break free from the trap of comparison, it's essential to shift your focus inward. Your journey is yours alone, defined by your values, goals, and experiences. Instead of looking outward for validation, celebrate your progress and accomplishments. Here's how. 1. Practice gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This helps you appreciate what you have rather than longing for what others do. 2. Set personal goals. Define what success looks like for you, not based on societal standards or someone else's achievements. 3. Reflect on your progress. Regularly take stock of how far you've come rather than how far you think you need to go. It's also important to redefine what success means to you. Society often glorifies external achievements, wealth, status, or recognition. But true success lies in living a life that aligns with your values and brings you fulfillment. For example, if spending quality time with family is important to you, success might look like balancing work and home life. If personal growth is a priority, success might mean learning a new skill or overcoming a fear. When you measure success based on your values, comparison loses its power over you. A major driver of comparison is the desire for approval. We want to be seen, validated, and admired, but relying on external validation is a slippery slope. It makes your happiness dependent on others' opinions. Instead, practice self-approval. Remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to how you compare to others, but to how you show up for yourself. This week, challenge yourself to shift your focus. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Ask, am I learning? Am I growing? Am I taking steps toward the person I want to be? By focusing on incremental progress, you'll start to see that the only competition worth engaging in is with yourself. Comparison is a thief of joy, but it doesn't have to define your life. The next time you catch yourself measuring your worth against someone else's success, pause and redirect that energy toward your own journey. Remember, you are running your own race at your own pace. Celebrate your progress, embrace your unique path, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. The only person you need to surpass is the one you were yesterday. So, where will your journey take you next? Focus on your path and let others' successes serve as inspiration, not distraction. 5. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start now. How many times have you thought to yourself, I'll start when the timing is right? Maybe you've waited for the perfect financial situation, more free time, or a sudden surge of motivation to finally tackle a big goal. But here's the hard truth. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Waiting for it is like standing at a bus stop for a bus that was never scheduled to arrive. Life is inherently messy, unpredictable, and full of obstacles. If you keep postponing your dreams until circumstances align perfectly, you'll end up spending your life waiting rather than living. The people who achieve their goals are not the ones who waited for perfect conditions, but the ones who started despite imperfect ones. Waiting often comes from fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success. It's easier to procrastinate and blame external circumstances than to face the discomfort of taking the first step. For example, you might delay starting a fitness routine, convincing yourself you need the right gym or equipment. You put off launching a business idea, telling yourself you need more experience or funding. These excuses are comforting, but they only serve to keep you in a state of inaction. The truth is, progress comes from action, not preparation. Starting small, even imperfectly, is far more effective than waiting for the stars to align. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Think about a writer sitting down to draft a book. The first draft might be messy, full of typos and disjointed ideas, but it's a starting point. Without that imperfect first draft, there's nothing to refine or improve. The same principle applies to any goal. Starting doesn't mean you have to leap into the deep end. It could be as simple as writing the first paragraph of a report or story, taking a 10-minute walk to kickstart a fitness journey, researching a topic related to your goal for just 15 minutes a day. These small actions create momentum, and as you build momentum, the path forward becomes clearer. When you start despite imperfection, you take control of your life. Instead of being held back by circumstances, you learn to adapt and grow through action. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He didn't wait for the perfect lab, team, or resources to invent the light bulb. He started with what he had, experimenting over 1,000 times before achieving success. His persistence turned failure into a stepping stone, proving that action, not perfection, leads to achievement. Breaking free from the perfect moment mindset requires shifting your perspective. Here's how. 1. Redefine success. Focus on progress rather than perfection. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a success. 2. Set micro goals. Break down your big goal into manageable pieces. Completing one small task today is better than planning endlessly for tomorrow. 3. Embrace failure. Understand that mistakes are part of the process. They teach you what doesn't work and bring you closer to what does. Choose one goal you've been putting off. Write down the smallest possible action you could take toward it, something that would take no more than 5 minutes. Then do it. For example, want to start exercising? Put on your workout clothes and do 5 squats. Want to improve your finances? Open your bank app and review your spending. Want to write a book? Open a blank document and write a single sentence. Once you've completed that small step, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and be more motivated to continue. The perfect moment isn't coming, but the present moment is already here. Every day you wait is a missed opportunity to move closer to the life you want. Don't let fear or excuses keep you stuck. As the old proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So what's stopping you? Take the first step today, no matter how small or imperfect it may seem. The future you want begins the moment you decide to stop waiting and start doing. This week, commit to taking action on something you've been delaying. Write down the goal, identify a small first step, and set aside time to complete it. Notice how even a single act of progress makes the journey feel more achievable. Remember, life doesn't wait for perfection, and neither should you. The only moment guaranteed to you is the one you're in right now. What will you do with it? 6. Don't let the opinions of others define you. How often do you find yourself worrying about what others think? Maybe you hesitate to share an idea, take a risk, or follow your passions because you fear judgment. The weight of others' opinions can feel overwhelming, holding you back from living authentically. But here's the truth: you cannot control what others think, and their opinions are not your reality. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that our thoughts, choices, and actions are the only things within our control. The judgments of others? They're fleeting, subjective, and often rooted in their own insecurities. When we focus on gaining approval, we hand over our power to others. Every decision becomes a performance, and every action feels like it's being graded. This mindset is exhausting and unsustainable. For example, you might stay in a career that doesn't fulfill you because others see it as prestigious. You might avoid pursuing a creative project because you're afraid people will criticize it. You might hide parts of your personality to fit in, losing sight of who you truly are. The problem with living for others' validation is that it's never enough. Their opinions can change as quickly as the wind, leaving you constantly chasing an impossible standard. The alternative to seeking approval is embracing self-acceptance. When you stop living for others and start living for yourself, you unlock a sense of freedom and confidence. Self-acceptance doesn't mean ignoring feedback or becoming indifferent to others' feelings. Instead, it means grounding your sense of worth in your own values, not in external validation. Ask yourself, Am I making this choice because it aligns with my values or because I want to please someone else? Criticism is often what we fear most about others' opinions. But what if you could see criticism not as a threat, but as an opportunity? Constructive feedback can help you grow, while unfair criticism says more about the critic than it does about you. For instance, if someone offers thoughtful suggestions on your work, use it as a chance to improve. If someone's judgment is rooted in negativity or envy, recognize that it's their issue, not yours. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Breaking free from the grip of others' opinions requires a shift in mindset. Here are some strategies. 1. Define your values. Identify what truly matters to you. When your actions align with your values, the opinions of others lose their power. 2. Practice self-validation. Celebrate your achievements and progress without waiting for others to acknowledge them. 3. Focus on your circle of influence. Prioritize feedback from people you trust and respect, rather than trying to please everyone. 4. Build resilience. Accept that not everyone will agree with or support your choices, and that's okay. Consider the story of an aspiring artist who left a secure corporate job to pursue their passion. Friends and family doubted their decision, questioning the practicality of such a move. Yet, the artist stayed true to their vision, focusing on their craft and building a meaningful career. Years later, those same critics admired the artist's success, but the validation no longer mattered. What mattered was that the artist had chosen their own path, proving that the courage to live authentically outweighs temporary judgment. This week, choose one decision, big or small, that you've been hesitant to make because of others' opinions. Reflect on whether it aligns with your values and goals. Then, take action based on what feels right for you, not what others might think. As you navigate this challenge, remind yourself, your life is yours to live. The more you focus on pleasing yourself rather than others, the more fulfilling your journey becomes. Letting go of others' opinions is a lifelong practice, but it's one worth pursuing. The moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you start living authentically. So, the next time you feel the weight of judgment, ask yourself, am I living for their expectations or for my truth? Choose the latter and watch as your confidence and happiness grow. You are the only one who gets to define your worth. You've just explored 6 transformative habits, from silencing the noise of others' opinions to embracing failure as a stepping stone. This is only the beginning of your journey to becoming a stronger, more intentional version of yourself. Want to dive deeper? Subscribe to our channel and join our community for more life-changing insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear your story about how these habits are reshaping your life. Stay tuned for the final 6 habits in this journey, lessons that will help you achieve freedom, self-respect, and true transformation in 2025. The next video will bring even more empowering insights to help you thrive. Your growth starts here. Let's build the future together, starting today.